Spiritual person and angel therapist for your weekly angel card reading and angel energy forecast. And so here in Toronto today, it is hot, humid, 30 degrees, and summer just burst open with a bang. And in the last few weeks, we've had extreme changes in weather conditions, so extreme cold to extreme hot. And much in the same way, life has been reflective of these extreme conditions. And so, in the last couple of weeks, I had a wedding, two baptisms, or the equivalent of baptism, but the Muslim version, which is called a bayat, as well as the anniversary of the passing of my father. Two of my friends lost parents this past week. And so, as I'm going through and looking at everyone's posts on Facebook, all our emotions are kind of like extreme highs and extreme lows. And so the challenge is to stay in that place of equilibrium and find our center and find our place of peace, regardless of what's happening on the outside. And so last week I was at the I Can Do It conference, and I heard Gabrielle Bernstein say this affirmation that I love and I've been using every day, and you might want to try it. And it goes something like this: everything is happening around me, but I am fully taken care of. Everything is happening around me, but I am fully taken care of. And that just helps us to remind us that we have divine support, that we have the supreme being to lean on, regardless of our circumstances, whatever the conditions may be, to allow us to stay centered, to feel focused, and to not feel like we're being thrown off and then rooted, and then thrown off, and then rooted again between these wide range of fluctuations. So if you understand what I'm talking about, then try this affirmation. And this week's card spread is really to help remind us that there is no abandonment. We are not isolated. We are absolutely supported. And we just have to open up our hearts and be willing to ask for help. So let's start off with this week's card reading. And so each week I shuffle the deck, and I'm using Doreen Virtue's Daily Guidance from Your Angels card deck. It's the first deck I ever got, and it's the one that I continue to use and I love. And I say a prayer and I ask that I am drawn towards the cards that are for the collective's highest and greatest good. And the cards that jump out to me are the ones that I pull out. And likewise for you, as you look at each card, pay close attention to the frequency you're feeling, whether you're drawn to it or perhaps not, or maybe you're not sure. It doesn't matter. As long as whichever card you pick, just know that that card is the right card for you. Okay, so take a look now at card number 1. Just get a sense of, is this card for me? And if you get an immediate yes, great. If not, take a look at card number 2 and ask, is this card or is this message behind this card for me? And it might be card number 1 and 2. And finally, take a look at card number 3 and ask, is there a message in this card for me? And perhaps it's all 3 cards. It may be any combination thereof. And now let's reveal. Okay, so if you picked a card number 1, this is to assure you that you are absolutely receiving the guidance that you've asked for. Many people call me or message me and say, I'm not sure if I'm getting the right message, or I'm not sure if this is an actual message from my angels. So any type of message that's from the divine or is divine in origin will always be positive. It'll be uplifting. It will feel like it's resonating with you because it's making you feel good, or that it's directing you towards the right choice or decision that you're making in your life. So you kind of have to sit with this and see how this feels. And if you're not sure, then ask the angels for a more clearer sign. But be careful what you ask for, because one of my clients said, I just want them to hit me over the head with the sign. I said, well, maybe that's how you'll get your sign. And there's definitely more easier and gentler ways to get your signs. And so typically signs are repetitive in nature. So if you're constantly getting that feeling or thought, or hearing that voice in your head says, I gotta send that email, or I gotta call that person, or perhaps I should go and apply for that position, whatever it may feel like, if it's repetitive, If it's encouraging and it's positive, that's definitely the sign. And sometimes signs come in repetitive numbers. So if you're seeing 111, 333, 444, or various angel numbers, you can look up the meaning of those numbers. But if you're seeing them, that could very well be your sign. And it's never going to come the way you think or expect. So let go of the hows and how you want to receive your message. Let the angels do their work. That's their job. All you have to do is ask and then surrender. Okay? And so speaking of surrender, let's move on to card number 2. And this is the Innocence card. And so the angels are saying that some of you are feeling really heavy in your hearts and you're carrying some heavy emotions. Perhaps it's guilt, perhaps it's grief, anger, jealousy, frustration, whatever it may be, but all these things are keeping you from feeling whole and your natural peaceful state. So peace is not possible when you're angry or when you're feeling frustrated or sad or you're feeling grief. And though it's important to recognize and be honest with yourself about these emotions, you don't have to walk through them alone. And so call on your divine support and simply ask the angels for help. Okay? And let's move on to card number 3 because these are all linked. So some of these emotions are weighing heavily in your heart and are blocking you from receiving the guidance that you're asking for. So let's do some angel therapy on your heart center right now. So take a deep breath and just settle into your chair or wherever you are. Just be still for just a couple of minutes. And let's call on Archangel Michael. Michael, we call on you to cleanse our hearts, to clear away all fear-based emotions, all negative belief systems, or any vibrations that are feeling heavy in our heart, making us feel insecure or scared to open up our hearts. We're asking you to please clear, cleanse, and delete all of this and transmute it into the light of God. And now, Michael, please activate the pathway between our hearts and the divine and vacuum away all the debris or negative emotions that are clear or that are blocking this pathway and infuse this space. Just infuse our hearts with God's divine love. And let us live our lives with the truth of this knowing, that our hearts are a pathway for us to be connected to our deeper self, to our source, and to the love of divine. And please infuse these words into our hearts. I accept divine love. Infuse these words, Michael, into the DNA of every cell in our heart, in our body, and let this now be an expression of every aspect of our being, mind, body, and spirit, and in all directions of time. And so it is. And the angels are reminding you that it is safe for you to love. It is absolutely safe for you to love. It is safe for you to receive love, and to receive love with an open heart. This concludes this week's angel reading and angel energy forecast. Dear friends, it is a pleasure to do this for you. Know that I love you. I look forward to hearing and reading your feedback on my Facebook page or on my YouTube page. Please feel free to like and share this video if it resonates with you. Till next time, angel blessings.